Streaming on such a spring day. Hey folks, it's me, Draid. I'm here with Dylan, James, Kuchenheimer, Schmidt. Here with James, Kuchenheimer, Schmidt. No, I don't want to share it there. I'm sharing it in various places, folks. I'm sharing it with people everywhere. I'm sharing it with people over here and over there. Sharing it with people. Folks, how's it going out there? How's it going out there? And fellas, Tom Essler, the first one on the scene. Greetings to you, Thomas, and welcome to our day of days. It's Friday High Day, as the case may be. People getting down with the get down on such a day. I like it. Dylan and I stayed up late and watched the Pirates series on Netflix. I don't know if Dylan wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it, so he joined me on my piratical exploits. We watched a show about the pirates. Pirates. We watched the show about the pirates because we're piratical in many ways. Lord. Did Dylan get a new hi-hat yet? No, Shane, he has not, because he is fiercely independent. From the up, no, that's exactly correct. I took out the white Strat today. Of course, it's loaded with the Fishman Fluent single with pickups on this Wildwood 1057 Strat. It really knows where it's at. That sounds so good and juicy. I wanted to play it today. I'm wearing my Paul Barrera shirt. Shout out to Paul. Can you dig it for your Little Feet fans? Love from India. And right back at you. Right back at David. Right back at you. Right back at you. That's hard to say, right back at you. Sometimes it's hard for me to say words. Where's my Prevagen? I got to remember. Where's Layup Greg? He's got a stash. Can you dig it? We're going to just start jamming is what we're going to do. And I've been messing around with my Octavia again. Hear that? Some people want to know what pedals I'm using. What pedals I'm using. It's kind of confusing. Some people want to know what pedals I'm using. I'm using my F-up pedal and my newly acquired Harmonious Monk from Jam Pedals in Greece. That's the one on the left that has the seal on it. And that's a harmonic tremolo. Similar to what I have on the amp already, but it's a little darker sounding, and it sounds different when it's in line with the Octavia. So I dig it. It's got 2 speeds, so I can... pedal made for me by my buddy Tim Yarning, who makes my Gristle King pedal. That was a one-off, although we're talking about doing a fuzz, an octave fuzz pedal that we will put out and have Fishman make them for us. So that's on the back burner somewhere. Oh! But the reason why I like it is because I run an Octavia a certain way. I usually get a volume and an amount of effect, fuzz or octave fuzz, whatever it is. And usually what I do is I run it a certain way where I have the volume up like at 3 o'clock and I have the effect only at 9 o'clock, and it sounds great that way. That's the way I've always run them. So I said, Tim, just make me a pedal set that way so I don't hit the knobs inadvertently, because that's always a hassle. So it's on or off, set the way I like it. So we call it the F up because it sounds effed up. You know what I'm saying? You hit that. Now the time has come for you to face the grisly certain ending. I've lived a life that's full and filled with my hind ending. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds weird when you play Elvis or whoever that was. Elvis did it, but I think Frankie did that, right? Frankie Sinatra did that. I like to call him Frankie, old friend of the family. Dude. Sometimes it's just fun to use that thing all the time and just keep playing. You know what I'm saying? How long should frets last? That's a good question, Ozzy. I think it depends on how hard you play, what strings you use, how often you play that same guitar. I really haven't I've refretted one guitar in my time because I usually spread the love around. But even guitars I've played for, I don't think I refretted that. I just had the frets dressed. I've never refretted a guitar that I've had for a long period of time. Is this guitar stock? No, this guitar is, well, everything is stock about it except for the pickups. So this is a Wildwood 10 57 Strat in that transparent white, right? But it has the Fishman Fluence single with pickups on it, and it has 2 voices, of which I can engage with this volume control or tone control right here. So it goes from like a 54 Strat sound. That damn delay off there for a minute. Oh, I said off. I said off, device. You can turn down the volume, it stays nice and clean. Trebly. One little bit more. I like it. And the power for this is actually on the back. So these are pickups that need fuel. So there's a lithium-ion battery back here. You plug in this little mini USB thing right there. For about an hour and a half charge, you get how many? 300 hours of juicy pickup power, and there's no 60 cycle hum. And there's no 60 cycle hum. I think that's important. It does sound good, doesn't it? I do love it. power. Steven says, love the blue, gold, and black new colors on the Gristle 90. I'm glad you dig them. It's actually, that's gold. It's black and gold. So when you look up, it's gold back and sides, and then black. This color is the toasted turquoise, which I love. But the new one, this color is not going to be available until September. It's a long story, but suffice it to say, that other blue is pretty damn cool. We called the other blue Bradford Beach blue. Bradford Beach, of course, in beautiful on the lakefront here in Milwaukee. And the colors of the water go from like a turquoise to a blue to a green to a brown. And then there's a little poop in there as well. But that we don't talk about that. You know, we don't talk about the lakefront. I think I just did. But that blue is super super delish. Yeah. Can you dig it? Anyway, so I'm going to play that guitar in a minute. That, of course, has my new Fishman P90s in it. This one, I was feeling stratty today. And this has those glorious Fishman Fluence single width pickups. I helped voice these pickups back in the day when they first came out. And it's delicious. Nobody talks about the poop, Kevin says. Right. Eddie Leon says, I like that Bradford Beach blue. Saw it this morning. It's a beaut. I'm glad you dig it. Thank you for sharing your music. Well, thank you, Michael. Does Dylan play other instruments or strictly drums? Do any of you have do any of my other children play musical instruments? Does your wife play musical instruments? Those are good questions. Dylan could play other instruments.
Just drums.
Speak, Dylan.
Just drums.
He just plays drums.
The only ones that matter.
Wow. Now you had to go there, didn't you? Son! My other kids, my youngest son, John, who's 17, plays the alto saxophone and plays in a jazz ensemble as well as in another combo that he plays with, and he sounds good. My daughter, Isla, and Grace both are actresses, and they sing, although Isla plays a little guitar as well, and Grace plays a little bass, although she hasn't been practicing it lately, and I get a little pissed off. I'm like, listen, I gave you some sweet gifts. Now harvest them. You know what I'm saying? You come from good seed, just like Mike's bread or Dave's bread. I don't know why I don't call it Mike. Dave's Killer Bread. I discovered that last week, and I posted a picture online. People were like, I love that bread. You know what? I can see why. It's fantastic. We've been eating old Dave's Killer Bread, but I had a guy on it with a guitar, and it said good seed. I thought, this is hysterical. How can I not buy bread that has a guy playing guitar that says Dave's Killer Bread, good seed? I thought, well, I'll try that out, and I'll tell you what, that stuff's good. Am I right or am I right? And delicious. Oh, yes, a Torndal guitars. Excellent. Fine guitars, I might add. I can't wait to get back over there in Deutschland. We had a good time at Torndal. Having some food, some Fleisch off the grill, some Fleisch. Oh, come dancing. That bird, dude. I don't remember. I remember part of it. Come Dancing is a great tune. The Octavia is such a delicious device. It's good for Hendrixian activities. Like if we do a little... Boom. One, two, three. take it, especially one that'll fly it too low. Shoot down some of those airplanes, especially the one that'll fly it too low. Come back down to earth, my friend, or come back down with me. We've all been cruising at nighttime, baby. Time to go away. With the power of soul, anything is possible. Here's the power of you, anything that you wanna do. With the power of soul, anything is possible. With the power of you, anything that you wanna do. With the power of soul, anything is possible. With the power of you, anything that you wanna do. Of soul. You know what? Anything is possible, says Jim. Band of Gypsies, one of my favorite records of all time. Band of Gypsies, one of my favorite records of all time. Band of Gypsies, one of my favorite records of all time. How's it going out there, you guys? You having a good old Friday? Are you having a good old Friday wherever you might be? Thank you very much, Stephen. That's very nice. Mark says, Jimmy played at the Tabernacle in Stockport here in the UK 53 years ago today. Man, That is crazy. I would have been 1 year old. I would have been one. I would have been one. I would have been one. Am I using locking tuners? Not on this one, Ozzy. This one has just the straight Fender old tuners. Have you heard Songs for Groovy Children? Oh, you betcha, Dave. I have indeed. Thank you, Pat. That's very nice. I do like playing me some Jim every now and again. I like to play in the gym. I like to pay in the day. Sometimes we do a little bit of Message to Leve, which is otherwise known as Message to Love. Scoo-bop, scoo-bop. Travel at the speed of a reborn man. Got a lot of love to give from the mirrors of my hand. Got a message of love, babe. Don't you run away. Look at your heart, baby. Come on, face the truth today. Well, I am what I am, thank God. Some people just don't understand. Find yourself first and bring your tune. Find yourself first, don't you be no fool. Wrapped up in chain, fooling with that fool, babe. Keep your life in pain. If you wanna be free, come on along with me. Leave that hard-headed man. He'll never understand. But find yourself first, and then your talent. Work hard in your mind, and then you come alive. Then you prove to the man that you're as strong as him. 'Cause in the eyes of God, you go chillin' to him. It is an ash body strat. An ash body strat will rock your brain. An ash body strat. An ash body strat. It's good for you. It's good for your soul, I think. I like this guitar. I like it. Kurt asks for the origins of the name Draid. Well, years and years ago, when I was about 18, 19 years old, I had a nephew who could not say his G's well, and I'd be often asked to babysit for him. And usually I would be in a hungover state as I was babysitting this child, bless him. He'd be running around screaming, hollering, as kids do. And I had a humorous way of addressing him. I'd go, "Silence, child." And he couldn't say his G's, so he'd stop and turn around and go, "Silence yourself, Draid." And so that just became a thing over the years. I was Draid. Not Draid. It was Draid. So that's where that comes from. And it's lasted all this time. Silence yourself, Draid. So there you have it. That's the origin of Draid. You know, once I'm called a weird name, I never forget it. Once your name is Draid, you never forget. Once your name is Draid, you never forget. When a kid can't say his G's and is referring to me, and sometimes when you call Draid, you never forget. Sometimes you don't forget when you're called Draid. Hey, Lance, how's it going out there? Lance, what's going down? What's going down, Lance? Yeah, my nephew couldn't say his G's. Sounds like Cartman a little bit. Silence yourself, Draid. There you go. Where can you really go from there? From silence yourself, Draid. Steve Karras in the house. What's going on, Daddy-O? Greetings from the Alps. I love the Alps, doggone it. I love it. I love it. Silence yourself, Draid. I'm going to switch guitars right now. Tomorrow I will have in my possession one of the new Reverends. That's the production model. This is still a prototype I have in my mitts here. This color, Tosa Turquoise, will not be available until around September. But there is another fetching blue that is available that has all the features of this guitar, as well, of course, as the beautiful Fishman Fluent signature P90s of mine, gristled tone P90s, which sounds so big and juicy and succulent. That's succulent. Sometimes I mispronounce things for my amusement, really. Really no purpose for it other than for my amusement. And so these are quiet P90s with two voices and also a delicious out-of-phase feature. And these are going to be available as a standalone pickup that you can buy aftermarket and put it on your guitar. But those won't be available till like May-ish. Did I ever see Stevie Ray play? Yes, I did. I did indeed. I saw him first time on the... saw him at Summerfest. Actually, I saw him twice at Summerfest. Yes, that's correct. I saw him on the Couldn't Stand the Weather tour. He opened up a Scuttlebutton. And I also saw him on the, I think that would have been the Soul to Soul tour. That was excellent. I was going to go see him play with Jeff Beck in town here, but I had a gig that night, so I had to give away my tickets. And then I had tickets to go on the Saturday night of Alpine Valley, but I had a gig, so I gave away those tickets. And I was going to go on the Sunday night, but Bonnie Raitt was playing in town, and I didn't want to drive 40 minutes down to see the show, and I thought, I'll see those guys again. I've seen them 1,000 times. So that was unfortunate. But I've got, if you look up in the corner here, you can't really see it. I've got records on the wall. But a buddy of mine from town here, Junior Brantley, who played in the Fabulous Thunderbirds, and he played with Jimmy Vaughan, played with a bunch of different people, Roomful of Blues. He had to do a gig with Stevie Ray during that time period. We're talking mid-'80s, 86-ish, 87. And Junior called me up. He's like, hey, I got a gig with Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't have any of those records. Can I borrow yours? I said, yeah, no problem, as long as you get them signed for me. He said, no problem. So he took my records, and I learned the tunes. And then I didn't see Junior for years after that because he moved away from town. And then, I don't know, a while 10 years ago or so, there was, maybe a little bit more than that, there was a kind of Milwaukee all-star blues thing. We did it with, Junior came in town, Hubert Sumlin was there, the guys from the Airmaster, Jim Live, and all these different people. And at that gig, I showed up, and Junior's got my records. He goes, Greg, I got your records. I go, what? I totally forgot about those. And they were signed from Stevie Ray Vaughan. It says, to Greg, have a nice life, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I got those hanging up right over here. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Have I jammed with Eric Johnson? I have a couple different times. First time I did was at Antone's for Roscoe Beck's CD release party. We both played on Roscoe's record, and at one point we both found ourselves on stage playing some tunes. And that was a lot of fun. And then we did another time down at Sweetwater in Fort Wayne. There was a jam, and it was Eric, myself, Carl Verheyen, Dweezil Zappa, and Andy Timmons. That was a group of frightening souls. But that was a lot of fun. Good, clean fun. I think we did Spanish Castle Magic, if I recall correctly. As I recall correctly, as Will Ferrell would say. And as I recall correctly, as his Eastbound and Down character. What was his Eastbound and Down character? What was his name? You remember?
He had an auto dealership. That's all
He did have an auto dealership. It was a sultry evening. Windows closed, heat up to about 90. My wife, Donna. What's for dinner? That's an excellent question. We're having Y East Pizza tonight. Am I going to the Dallas Guitar Show? Boy, it sure looks like it. Oh, Steve, you like the chat with Steve? Yeah, my interview with Steve Vai came out yesterday. So if you haven't heard my podcast or been involved, or you should just subscribe to it. It's called Chewing the Gristle, and our latest one was with Steve Vai. We've had a whole bunch of really cool conversations on there, and they're just chats. They're very informal. We go in a number of different directions depending on how the caffeine is flowing. But the Steve Vai one just debuted yesterday. So if you go to anywhere where podcasts are cast, you can see not see it, but you'll find Chewing the Gristle, and you can listen to it on there. I think there's 33 episodes now at this point, something like that. And a lot of different people. From Steve Warner to Jason Isbell to Joe Satriani and Steve Vai to Andy Timmons and Josh Smith and Kirk Fletcher and Matt Schofield to Eric Gales, Joe Bonamassa, you name it. So many activities. Have I played in Ireland? Not yet, Pat, but that might happen in November. We're supposed to get there. If indeed we can get over there at all. But it's looking possible at this point. I thought it would never happen, but you never know. You never knew. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Let's do the Rover.
Oh, you're a rascal. How do we do that? We just go, what do we do? Take it. How's it go again? My brain is farting, Dylan. Sometimes I need my Prevagen. I shouldn't joke about that. One day I might need the Prevagen. Come on now. Dick. Sorry, sometimes I talk to instruments. I can't remember. Dylan, I can't remember it sometimes. Sometimes I can't remember it. Taste. Just a little taste of the zap zap. Digga 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 did 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 digga 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 did did did. Just a little taste. Just a little taste. Here we go. That's some funny activity. Bone digga digga digga. Rock music in the air. Rock music everywhere. You better wear clean underwear. Rock music in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dylan back there on the drum. That's my boy. I'm Gregory Koch. We thank you so much. Fishman Takeover for Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be at that Together.co site doing our thing. We're going to rock. We're going to talk. We're going to engage. But tonight, we got pizza coming. It's going to be so delicious. Can you dig it? All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the lates. Don't forget the new Koch Marshall Trio record from the Ep now available for sale, for pre-sale. GregKoch.com.